There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Tonight, can Charlie Esser go from professional male model to average working Joe this week? What really made Lilith Hellfire's hard drive crash? And will Phil talk more and push less sound effect buttons and make less inside jokes? Capes and Lunatics starts right now. I just love embarrassing her. Welcome to the Capes and Lunatics, episode 35. We're old enough to run for president. I am Phil, because anyone can do it. I am Phil, and joining me, as always, from the land of falling iguanas, it is Florida. Can we hear you? Yes.
Yeah, we don't have iguanas in New Jersey.
Okay. It's me, Lilith Hellfire. Who knew? Inside joke already.
And Stanley's biggest supporter, no matter what.
Not no matter what. It is Charlie, the Professor Esser. A professor because I deal in facts, knowledge, and understanding.
Science.
And if the facts do not support Mr. Lee against his accusers, I will not stand behind him.
Witchcraft.
I'm just waiting for more facts. That's all. I'm just saying I'm waiting for more facts.
That's right.
You know, if it turns out to be true, it's a shame. He was the last person, like, recently, somebody that I actually, like, kind of have dealt with professionally. I was just really disappointed in because it's another Bill Cosby situation is all that I'm going to say, and I'm very disappointed.
Well, no, I think it's very different than the Bill Cosby situation because I think if it is true, it may be related to diminished mental capacity. Because we don't have a lifetime of accusations. Whereas for Cosby, these do date back a long way. They were not presented because in Cosby's situation was he was a guy who liked to he was a sonosexual, and there were enough people that were willing to go along with it that it wasn't a big deal. People knew Bill Cosby liked to have stoned sex, and so people had stoned sex with Bill Cosby. And the question of consent was a much more ambiguous issue. Was a more ambiguous issue. With Stan Lee, this appears, if it is true, to be much more related to recent changes in Lee's status, specifically, which may be related to his diminished capacity as an elderly gentleman, moving to a point where his id is becoming more rampant as he sundowns.
We talked
as we were talking.
Yeah, I saw it briefly on the way home, but I had to be saved.
We talked about this on Super Connectivity, and Charlie warned the public about his id.
Hey, you know what? It's not just my id. I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably all of our ids. I'm just honest about it. I know what is back there in the dark recesses of my mind. I know what I fight against every day. And I fear that day when my intellect is not capable of defending against it. I don't think I'll be the man that you know and love. And it's a very scary thought. And it makes me sad to think that maybe Stan Lee has come to a point where the man we know and love is no longer capable of fighting the demons inside himself.
Charlie, id serious.
Get us on track here. What are we talking about
All
besides
right.
these bad accusations?
Let me get my list out. Okay. Well, what we didn't get to on Super Connectivity, Charlie, we were saying we may hit sometime tonight. Black Panther pre-sale tickets break the internet.
Biggest film ever until Teen Titans Go, the movie comes out. or no, I'm sorry, Teen Titans Go to the movies. But right now, Black Panther has beat Winter Soldier for pre-sales. It is going to be a cultural event.
So So
Without a doubt, Black
this
Panther will be a cultural event.
This is going to be.
This is a moment.
This is going to be this year's Wonder Woman, but much bigger, I think.
Yeah, this is gonna. You know what? This is gonna be mentioned on the Orville. That's how big of a pop culture event it's going to be. It's going to be the kind of thing that survives into the 22nd century.
Is it the 22nd century?
The 23rd, 25th. I don't know. It's some later century, but pop culture tends to end in the early 21st century at best. So,
damn apocalypses.
Black Panther is going to be something that will be enough of a cultural milestone to get mentioned. Unlike Wonder Woman, although to be fair, they probably didn't want to mention Wonder Woman given that Pilecki was on the show.
Oh,
like,
true.
Because although I'm sure Seth pitched a joke where there was like, oh, she's like Wonder Woman. Oh, you mean that woman who was the businesswoman and ran that company?
Worlds are colliding. You're killing.
What are you talking about?
Worlds are colliding.
No, there was a Wonder Woman film where she ran a company and she.
Worlds are colliding. You're killing Commander Grayson.
That's the thing. But no. Black Panther is doing insanely well at the box office before it's even out. Which I think speaks well of it.
And not that it needs the help, but I mean it's going to pump up everybody's everyone's already excited for Infinity War, and that's just going to make it, that much worse.
Which does make you wonder sometimes if maybe Disney's buying tickets.
In this case, I don't think they have to.
No, I don't think they have to, but it is one
in the beginning, maybe, but not now.
If I was a conspiratorial type, I might suggest that, but I'm not a conspiratorial type. No. But it's doing well, and it looks great. I mean, the movie looks great from the trailers. Still have no idea what the plot is. Maybe one of its biggest detriments is I really don't know what the plot is to Black Panther.
You don't think it's going to be like Killmonger trying to take the throne for himself?
Well, I mean, I guess it's something like that. Although, I don't know. I guess I just want it. Here's the thing. If it's just, I want the throne, so let me fight you. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
I think
that's a really bad story.
You don't think it's some of that? Maybe some world takeover. Maybe some some big cosmic threat is coming. Thanos.
I mean, I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Would imagine that could be. Maybe we're going to get our brass frogs. Maybe that's where the Reality Stone is hidden. You all know the brass frogs
from the Black Panthers. Yeah.
He officially doesn't like magic, but he'll use the brass frogs if he needs to. Man has frogs, man. He's not afraid to use them.
Got some big frogs on him. Hellfire, thoughts on Black Panther?
I mean, how can I not root for it, even though it's Marvel? I mean, now we can have Storm. We can have the Storm wedding.
Yes. Well, not until 2019.
Well,
until Black Panther 2.
Well, that could be Black Panther 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Black Panther 2, we're going to introduce Storm.
Ooh, they can give
Trust
some
me,
kind of Black Panther X-Men crossover.
If it gets made, the first X-Men in the Marvel Universe will be Storm.
Better be.
And it will be Storm in Black Panther 2.
Will it be Storm or will it be Wolverine?
That'd be Storm.
Nobody cares about Wolverine.
Oh, well.
That's not true.
Well, they
and Hugh Jackman said now that Disney has bought it out, he's willing to come back. He's willing to make that.
I thought he said he wasn't willing. I heard he wasn't willing to come back.
I think.
I heard his wife got tired of him, so
I was like, yes, if they pay me $1 billion, I'll come back. Okay.
No, I heard his wife wants
me alone. I want to do beautiful theater.
I'm never coming back.
I want to sing.
Hello, Disney.
All he wants to do is sing and dance. He never wanted to stab
people. He can get a Disney show if he wants to sing and dance. Who cares?
Hey, all Disney has to say is, hey, we'll, put you in the next, I don't know what's a musical, we'll put you in the next Mary Poppins, but you come back Give us like 2 or 3 movies as
Oh!
Wolverine.
I so want him as Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins.
Seriously, you scratch our Wolverine back, we'll give you your
Yeah.
as many musicals as you want, kid.
See, I don't know. I guess to me,
And,
I'm like,
don't you think his agent's like pushing for that? It's like,
well, of course,
Oh,
the
yeah, the
agent's
agent
pushing
wants
for
to
that. The agent wants exactly. The agent just wants. The agent doesn't do anything except make the deals. It's like that when you're Hugh Jackman's agent. I'm gonna say it. I don't think your job's that hard.
Nope.
listen, kid.
It's not like you're Lindsay Lohan's agent.
Yeah, no, Lindsay Lohan's agent. That is the hardest working man or woman in show business, man.
It's a woman.
She is freaking. She has got her ass up there every day. I'm gonna get that girl back, girl. That is gonna be. That is our reimagining. That is her Iron Man moment. That girl is Lindsay Lohan's Iron Man. You watch.
I'm rooting for Lindsay. Like nobody else is rooting for her, but I'm rooting for her, and I don't care. I'm rooting for her. If it happens, it's gonna be just a fantastical disaster.
No. You know what? No. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. If Lindsay gets Batgirl, that is gonna be an awe-inspiring movie. That is gonna make people say, "I'm sorry, what's a Batman?" No, it's Batgirl. I don't know who a Batman that you keep on talking about is, but Batgirl is the film that we like and saw and we'll see again. Because and in my year of flops, The Onion made this point that what Lindsay Lohan's key film idea is she plays people pretending to be other people. Think about every film you think about for Lindsay Lohan, it's always something that has to do with a mistaken identity or a changed identity or an identity that was switched in some way. She's
Except
always
for Mean
about
Girls.
No, in Mean Girls, she pretends
the Mean Girls of Burnside
to be a mean girl. She
wasn't really pretending. Little did she know, though. That's the whole point.
But is she even pretending to be Batgirl, or is Batgirl the true person that she is? That is that.
Batman is the only person in the Bat family that has that problem, though.
I don't know. We still don't know what the heck happened to her mom. And if her mom was Stabby Babs, let's face it, there's a lot of storyline in this that, there's a lot of backstory that could be going on with poor old Barbara Gordon.
I say if Josh plays it like Buffy, she's absolutely the actress that he wants. She's got great comedic chops. She really does.
No, I honestly think she could be a freaking next Robert Downey Jr. as Batgirl.
I'd love to see that moment for her. She really does need a comeback. She does. I don't know if DCU is the place to do that, but
you know what? I think she could be, like I said, she could be the DCEU's Robert Downey Jr. She could be that person that you don't think of, that everyone's like, oh, why would you cast that person? That's awful.
I never said that for Iron Man, though, but
well, but people did. And, people in the know, like you and me, Lilith, we know better. We know actors can dust off that old Flynn charm when they have to. That they can put it up and they can say, okay, let's, like Pagliacci before us, let's put on our pants. And let's
I'm just going to
song.
call that our Seinfeld reference for the episode.
Did they make a reference to Pagliacci?
Yeah, when the guy that was stalking Jerry and then he was dating Elaine.
Crazy Joe DeBola.
Yeah. Yes. I just love the fact that the song that famous song that Pagliacci sings is basically translates to put on your pants, because it's about putting on your comedy pants because you have to go on stage. I have to dress as the clown because I have to go do my show, even though I don't want to now because I'm so heartbroken. But I am Pagliacci. I am Pagliacci.
Nothing sadder than seeing a clown cry. I agree.
No, seeing a child cry at a clown, that's sadder.
No, that's funny.
No, I'm just saying, a clown crying. Clowns cry all the time, man. It's showbiz. Everybody in showbiz cries. hard life.
In private.
When but when the audience cries, that's when it's problematic. When you're not trying to make the audience cry, when it's not, when you're not just being intentionally maudlin. That's sad. But no, Lindsay Lohan will be a great Batgirl. I hope she gets the part. She is a ginger, and it is Kiss the Ginger Day, so I hope you all kiss the ginger at some point today.
Wait a minute, it was my day to shine, and I didn't even know it.
What?
Hey, you know I
You're
love
a ginger?
gingers. No.
Oh, okay, you like it.
I was gonna say, is your boyfriend a ginger?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
Well,
They're
it
nice
is-
to look at, not to have. Not to have. They're nice to look at, not to have. I'm like Cartman.
My wife's a ginger, so I kissed her. Phil, are you technically a ginger? Do you consider yourself a ginger?
No.
No. Okay.
I have them in my family, but
I mean, you got that strawberry blonde going.
well, my mom was a redhead,
Mhm.
so I only have half a soul. So
No. Very cool thing. I was watching on YouTube nerd theories. Someone I discovered called Fangirl. So you may need to sue her, Lilith. But she was making this point about how Hank genetically couldn't be Dr. Venture's son because a redhead cannot have a pure blonde child. It was fascinating. It's really great. Look her up, Fangirl. She's fun on YouTube. She has a lot of great nerd references. I like to promote these people. I find these people on YouTube and they're cool. I want to promote them. You know?
My favorite YouTuber is Matt Pat. Okay, I love him.
Oh, well, who doesn't love Matt Pat? That's Matt Pat's Game Theory, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Game Theory, Film Theory.
Too. Yeah, Film Theory.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I love it. No, Matt Pat, the Theory guy. That's how I just call him the Theory guy. Theory guy and Five Nights at Freddy. Tristan introduced me to him.
Oh.
Yeah, because Tristan loves Five Nights at Freddy's.
millennials.
I know, right? He's not really technically. But...
No, I mean honestly, I don't think Tristan's not a millennial. He's whatever the next thing is. He's a 20s kid. I guess is what you'd call him because he's going to be. Yeah. He's going to come of age in the 1920s.
The swinging 20s. We're bringing it back. Maybe he'll roll fashion for jazz.
Yeah, why not? Tristan Ben's a big drummer. Ben loves drums, so I'm hoping.
All you got to do is get Tristan a bass, and there you go.
There you go, man. I so hope Ben's going to be a drummer. I mean, that's my hope for him. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think if that kid could really get his hands on a good drum set, I think that kid could write his own ticket.
How would your wife feel about that though? Because I did that for elementary, middle school. I had to quit in high school because my parents couldn't take it anymore.
I mean, that's my problem. I know my wife wouldn't like it. If we had a bigger house, I know I could get away with it. Put them in the basement like my aunt did. She had her drums in the basement. She would just, which honestly, if you saw the teaser for the second half of the Tick season, that was pretty awesome. That is something that makes you want to keep my my Amazon Prime. Yeah, and honestly, because my in-laws got my son a freaking Amazon Echo with Alexa, I realized that in order to keep the music, you need to have Prime.
Oh, why would your family do that to you? Do they want the government spying on you? Is that what they want? They want to take you down from the inside? Really?
Honestly, not for nothing, Lilith. Do you really think I'm hiding from the government?
I know, you're not. You said you wanted to fight Putin and Trump.
Fight me, Trump. Fight me. Fight me. Come on. I'm right here. You want me? Come get me.
I'm next. Before we get shut down off the air, what's next, Philip?
Well, I'm not threatening him. I'm saying if he wants to come get me, he can come get me, man. I'm ready.
That's right.
I don't have any firearms. This is just pure
mano a mano
Canadian steel, man. Canadian steel.
Wrong.
Phil, we're trying to get you to talk more and push buttons left here.
Okay. Did everybody saw they moved in the Fox slate, the Fox movies around? They moved Deadpool up from June to May 9th. Was it May 18th?
Yeah.
Can we just
Yes,
scrap
because-
New Mutants? Can New Mutants
Yes,
just be
it's bad.
trending?
They moved that back to 2019. So
Can we just make
because
that
it's
a
bad and they
trending
should feel bad.
movie? Come
Well,
on.
Let's just forget about New Mutants and call that. We'll just say it's okay.
no, no.
You tried your best.
Forget New
You
Mutants.
tried your best.
Forget New Mutants.
We
Can we
don't
scrap
hold you
Gambit?
responsible.
Can we scrap Gambit and go back to scratch?
No, well, I don't want Channing Tatum.
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
want him as Gambit.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I do
Scrap
want a
it.
Gambit movie to happen.
Scrap it. Let
Okay,
Disney
you know what?
let
No,
Disney
not
get
for-
involved and get somebody new in there.
Yeah, the Gambit film is kind of like the Kitty Pryde film.
Oh yeah, that too.
It's like, oh, we're gonna do something with our stuff just in case, and it's like, no, you're not.
Quit swinging.
There was no one that wanted a Kitty Pryde film. Even Bendis didn't want a Kitty Pryde film. Even Brian Michael Bendis is not waiting for the Kitty Pryde film.
You know what? If Bendis is listening, I don't know why he likes self-punishment, but prove Charlie wrong. Tell him you want that. You got a script ready right now.
Self-punishment.
Go right ahead and listen to the Just Punishments podcast eventually after the Don't Get the Offensive podcast.
Hey,
Me and Maz just did the second episode.
Third episode went up today. Thank you very much.
Yes, third episode of
Defenders,
Don't Get
yeah,
Defenses.
yeah.
Yeah, Don't Get Defensive.
Hey,
And Maz and I just finished the second episode of Just Punishments, which is the one.
hey, as long as
The
Rob
Punisher
keeps,
series.
as long as Rob keeps giving them to me after they're edited, man, I'll put one
Yeah.
up a week. So
I think they're good, but I'm in them, so I'm biased. You know? But I think Maz is actually a pretty good guy to talk to on these things.
oh yes, Moz is
I'd
cool.
love Maz to come on Capes and Lunatics sometime. He's actually a really great
You
guy.
know, the more the merrier. That's our motto. Or the more the
Exactly.
crazier. I forget.
Exactly.
I forget.
We could use a fourth.
Mhm.
Philip.
What?
We should get 80s Music Girl on here too. She was cool. Actually, I realized I was talking to Maz about a Hulk episode that actually I did with 80s Music Girl last night, and I was thinking it was with Maz, but it was actually with 80s Music Girl.
He's like, that wasn't me. Sorry, old man.
Yeah, I'm an old man. I forget things.
That's what
Me and Stanley, you know,
Well, that's
a
what I was,
cognitive.
well, that's what I've been wanting another woman on here. You know, especially one that's not going to fight
Mhm.
the whole internet.
What?
Well, you know, ask
Wow.
Rose to come on, man.
We
She's
have
really
one. We don't
cool.
need
She's
another
very
one.
smart. Reach out to Rose, man. Reach out. Say that I recommended her to come on to Capes and Lunatics some week. And
You are Charlie approved.
Charlie Esther says, you know, 80s Music Girl is pretty awesome, and she would be great. And if nothing else, she can talk to us about 80s music and about being a girl.
Charlie Esser approved.
That was my thing. I was like, if anyone wants to talk about 80s music or being a girl, how can they find you 80s Music Girl?
Yes.
Oh, how can you find you 80s Music Girl?
My button.
'Cause that's her-
Charlie Esser approved.
That's her tag. Anyway,
Is your
Someone else
soundboard
is
not
there.
working, Philip?
No, this one's like dead. It doesn't work half the time. But no. Speaking of music, I mean, let me divert real quick. Lilith, did you hear Justin Timberlake's new single? Because you know I've heard it.
I know you've heard
Somebody, yeah.
it. No, I'm not interested. It's not the ops anymore. I don't care about Justin Timberlake. Sorry. When he was bringing
Justin
sexy back, it was all
Timberlake's
I
good.
got this podcast right now.
You know what? I love him when he's on Saturday Night Live. I really like him as an actor. I really don't care for him as a singer anymore.
Yeah.
Fight me,
but
Danielle.
what about as a comedy performance singer?
Dina Box is my favorite song, actually. It really is.
Yeah. Well, exactly. The man has a talent for that Yankovickian
Yes.
comedy music. You know. Girl is shooting at work. Never had heard of Weird Al Yankovic.
What? Who never heard of Weird Al Yankovic?
Well, her family's from Nigeria, so I think she kind of has that kind of. She's from. She was born in America, but her family's from Nigeria. So I think she has this kind of cloistered view of pop culture. And I said, look up Willie, and she was like, she actually looked up Willie Yankovic. She likes his sketch comedy. She says, I was watching it, and so I'm sure she was watching all of the, MTV, LTV interviews that he did.
That's digging deep.
Yeah, well, if you know what, Lilith, if you go into YouTube right now and you type in Willie Yankovic, it's not necessarily going to be music that pops up. The man has been in a lot of stuff.
But I mean, White and Nerdy should be our theme song.
That's my boyfriend's ringtone, actually. What he calls it. So.
Yeah, well, you know what? It certainly fits me. I mean.
I think that's our new take a drink. I think that's our new take a drink, though.
Somebody's getting to the hospital tonight.
Was there any good TV, fangirl or fanboy TV this week? I did not watch it. I haven't watched TV at all this week. I've been reading.
There wasn't much on this week. Yeah. Well, the X-Files was on, but I know, Charlie, didn't you want to say something about last Friday's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh, well, actually, not so much about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., although I did love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And their constant, May's dead. No, she's not. May's dead. No, she's not. I don't think May's dead yet. Spoilers. And I really liked it. But no, there was a fan theory I was reading about Deke, who is this guy from the future whose parents were of the true believers. And it was this idea that was put out by CBR, which is, it's possible he's related to not Nick Hunter. Nick Blood needs a different name. He needs a less comic booky name if he's going to play comic book characters. I'm just telling you right now, Nick Blood, you need a better name. Okay, you need to be called Gordon Shumway if you're going to play a character called Lance Hunter. Okay, because everyone's going to was he Nick Blood or was he Lance Hunter? I don't know who's the actor. I don't know who's the character. But so Lance, that Deke might be the child or grandchild of Mockingbird and Lance Hunter because reasons. Well, they make the point that the lighthouse, which is where they go to in the flashback episode, or actually not really a flashback episode because it happens in the present time.
Yeah, two different time frames.
The other episodes are actually, yeah, exactly. So depending on your perspective, it's either the current time or the flashback, or everything else is a flash forward. That where they go, the little bunker, the decommissioned shield bunker that they found is called the lighthouse, and they reference the lighthouse in the thing. The idea that after the Earth explodes, the lighthouse is what survives. My hope is it's Galactus. Although there was another theory that what actually tore the Earth apart was not Quake, but Graviton.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that Graviton from good old season 1, he's going to come back here in season 5. Is it season 5 or season 4? Season 4.
5, I think. No, I think
it's 5. Season 5?
Yeah.
Season 4. If Arrow's season 6, it's season 4.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 5. No.
Yeah.
Let me check my TV timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
this podcast is not sponsored by TV Timeout, but they're more than welcome.
Yeah, it's season 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that
what?
I thought it was 2 for some reason.
No, S.H.I.E.L.D. came before Arrow, didn't it?
No.
Well, Arrow's on season 6 and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s on 5, so.
Okay, so I guess not. Yeah, I don't know. I've never.
Yeah, because I think
I could never really get into Arrow because they already introduced Arrow on Smallville. And
I love Justin Hartley, but he's got a great gig on This Is Us, so you know.
I know. I'm not faulting the actor. I'm not faulting anyone. I'm just saying you can't reboot something that fast.
Weren't you just poo-pooing all over Smallville like a half hour ago? Now you're like,
no, I wasn't poo-pooing over Smallville. I was poo-pooing over
Aquaman. Better than Smallville.
Well, he's just talking about like business-wise they shouldn't have, but I kind of agree to an extent. But it is what it is, and what's happened is happened.
No. So here's what I was saying about Smallville. The reason why we got Arrow on Smallville
because we didn't have Batman.
You can't have Batman. But that's okay, because that, honestly, there would not be an Arrow TV series without freaking Smallville. That Smallville
was originally supposed to be a Batman TV show, so you know.
Well, okay, well, cool for that. I mean, I could totally.
They wouldn't let them, so then they're like, "Hey, Superman, we're not doing anything with him." So. Yeah. So basically, Smallville was supposed to be Gotham, and then they made it Smallville. Not Gotham, like an actual real Batman story. No offense to Gotham, not an Elseworlds tale, but more canon. But then they were rebooting the film franchise, and so they were like, "We're not doing anything with Superman right now." So that's how that happened.
But what I'm saying is that the entire reinvention of the Green Arrow is because of Smallville. I don't think you would have an Arrowverse right now if it wasn't for Smallville. And then not to bring.
I know we wouldn't have a Felicity if it wasn't for damn Smallville.
Was Felicity on Smallville?
She's Chloe. Okay. Character that runs the whole thing.
Okay, no. First off, no, I don't. First off, no. Chloe
Chloe and Lana mashed together in the worst way possible.
Chloe was an original and interesting character.
Post season 5, yes, the first 4 seasons was torture. Just the lowest stand-in. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna say I don't know how to argue that except to say that I liked Chloe. I thought Chloe was cool. I liked
Chloe after post season 4. Once they got through high school and they dropped the college thing, best character ever.
Now she's running sex cults.
I don't buy any of that nonsense. So was that from the Daily Mail too?
I do. Y'all don't know Hollywood like I know Hollywood. I believe it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's what I'll say. Here's my thing about sex cults. I'm not gonna immediately be negative on the idea of a sex cult. So long as here's the thing. People get involved. It's like Scientology. People get involved in Scientology because they want to get involved in Scientology. I almost said Catholicism.
I love our
which is my cult. People get involved in these things because they're looking for a meaning and a purpose that fits into whatever world they've already assumed for themselves. So if you want to get into a sex cult because you want to get into a sex cult, that's fine. Now, if people are in a sex cult that don't want to be in a sex cult,
which is some of those accusations for that particular one.
That's the accusations. You know, I don't want to assume accusations from people. So, for example, let me give you an example. If you're saying, "Oh, they're horrible, they don't let you get out, but now you're out," maybe it's not that they wouldn't let you out. It's that you just are mad that you're out and you've lost whatever it was that the cult gave you. I'm going to defend cults. As a Roman Catholic, I do feel that you have to have some defense of stupid ideas that everyone just agrees to say, we believe in this stupid idea and we're going to go forward with it. I'm a Roman Catholic and we have... I mean, dude, we're a crazy cult. I'm not going to deny it. But it doesn't mean we're not good people. It doesn't mean that we're not there willingly and personally. You know, many groups have have a shunning if you leave. Although, truth be told, I think Roman Catholics are way less.
Well, now you don't
Post Vatican II, man. Vatican II was like, we're sick of that nonsense. You know, we're not going to be those Catholics anymore, which made those Catholics really upset, and now those Catholics are mad at our current cult. So no. So yeah, I mean, maybe Chloe's in a sex cult. Maybe it's awful and evil. I don't know. I'm not in it. I haven't been asked.
I'm not saying it's awful or evil.
To join their sex cult yet?
Start your own. Too much work, huh?
Well, not for nothing. Not for nothing, Lilith. I got 2 kids and a wife and a whole other bag of hammers.
I gotta wait for retirement age. You know.
I don't got time to. I would be a great cult leader if I had the time.
If only I had the time.
that's a rich man's game, man. That's all I'm saying. You know, you gotta really. I mean, maybe in the '60s you could pull that off as a what's his name, Charles Manson, and you're a couch surfer, and you're basically, you know, really a pathetic loser, and you could build your cult based on the fact that other idiots wanted to hang out with you. And your personability, you know. See, that's the thing. I don't think I'm really personable, but I don't think I'm the kind of personable guy that can surf your couch. I'm the kind of really personable guy that'll let you surf my couch. That's my problem.
He will talk your brains out.
You know, we're putting the lunatics and capes and lunatics this week. I just want you guys to know that. Make it aware.
Yeah, nothing but a few strips of cloth and a few mentally ill people. That's how Bill Parrish built this network. So anyway, what else is out there? Do we want to talk Avengers or Deadpool or
before we get off TV, did everybody see? I guess they're saying they're thinking they might start shooting the Watchmen TV show this year, so they might release it in 2019.
Yeah, they're supposed to release it in 2019. I thought they were going more towards September, right after Comic-Con. Well, they would almost have to get the teaser stuff out before Comic-Con. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
I'm not excited. I'm not as excited about it as I was because of all the behind the scenes people. I'm thinking it's not going to be what I want it to be. No TV adaptation of a comic book property is ever what any fan really wants it to be.
Well, this is true. I guess my thing on the Watchmen is, haven't we already been to this well? You know,
I like the universe, though. Don't get me wrong.
Milking it.
Well, I mean, it's a decent enough universe as universes go.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be a finite universe. It was supposed to be 12 issues, and then they keep
No.
Haven't we learned anything when it comes to DC? There's no such thing.
You're just talking about what Alan Moore got paid to do. Not what Alan Moore wanted to do. Alan Moore would have done 52 more issues if you had paid him.
52?
100.
Yeah, no, Alan Moore, please. Alan Moore is such a guy. Is such a commodified artist. He would be more than happy to be commodified if you would just pay him. His arguments are never, this is how you know Alan Moore, his arguments are never about what people do with his creations. It's always about whether or not he gets paid for it.
So basically,
it has to be like that in the comic book industry, though.
No, I'm not arguing against Alan Moore on that point. No, it's a fair argument.
So in the ongoing battle between Charlie Esser and Alan Moore, this week Charlie Esser's calling him a money-grubbing.
No, I'm calling him a good businessman who understands that he created something with value, and he wants to redeem. He wants to not make the mistakes that Kirby's made, basically. If you wanted to find Alan Moore in any sense, it's that he did not want to make the same mistakes that Jack Kirby made, which is let someone else or Siegel. Oh, please don't even compare Siegel.
I know. I was gonna say that's
Although one of them actually did keep on working on Superman. I always forget if it was Siegel or Schuster. I think it was Schuster who kept on working on.
Wasn't it Siegel?
Superman. Was it Siegel? It might have been Siegel.
Came back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of Superman, did you see the news on? Did more news on Action Comics 1000? Did you see who's contributing?
20? Are you serious? $20?
No, I think we were just being facetious.
No, I was just going to joke.
Even that's how messed up it is. Like, I would believe
Lilith
it.
bought it. But
I was
did you see
$10?
Did you see who's contributing to a story for it now?
I did, but
for Brian Michael Bendis' first DC story.
There we go.
Bendis' first DC
story. I'm sorry, time out. Is it just a story? I thought he was writing the damn.
No, I think they said he's doing a backup story in it.
Oh, okay. So it's just the adventures of Lois Lane, and now she can face through stuff?
Maybe, yeah. He's getting Jessica Jones Lois Lane. Yeah.
Lois Lane doesn't need to be Jessica Jones.
I know, but don't let the
Lois Lane was Jessica Jones before Jessica Jones was Jessica Jones.
Which is my point, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, let's be clear here.
I mean, she did have a long-running title of her own once upon a time. I'm just saying. So did Jimmy Olsen.
Which is why I don't think that Chloe was a Lois Lane. I never felt she was.
She was a stand-in. She was a villain. We all know this.
Well, I mean, she
was an analog.
She was a character who filled the girl role in the show, because you do need a female. Because you have your black one, your white one, and your girl. And they got all three in the
Poor
show.
Sam Joan the Third. Super cool kid, by the way.
Signing autographs.
Doesn't even do cons anymore.
No?
He doesn't do cons anymore? Well, you know.
I haven't seen him at a con in over like 4 years. Somebody go check on Sam Joan the Third, please.
Don't worry, Marvel will find a character for him. Then he'll have a reawakening. Because that's what Marvel does. It saves people's lives.
Another redhead in the comic books played by an African-American person. It's a thing. I'm telling you.
Well, after he did that, yeah, I mean, you kind of had to make Jimmy Olsen African-American. Because, you know. If you have a second... Because not for nothing, the Pete Jones... Was it Pete...
Yeah, it's Pete.
Pete
Ross.
Yeah.
Pete Ross, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what his last name was, though.
Ross.
Pete Ross, yeah. You know, Pete Ross in the Action Comics is just the Jimmy Olsen stand.
Yeah.
Superboy comics. He's that basically Superboy is all about the pastiches that you wanted to have because you couldn't introduce these characters that were from later in the Superman mythos.
So are we saying Superboy and Superman are racist? Is a racist? One human's, it's the same as the other.
Well,
all humans look the same.
On the inside.
You know my story. You know my story about Clark is really into ladies with the double L sound.
Yeah, I know.
Gentlemen with a double L sound.
I know. You've told us your Lex Luthor theory before, and they're
I'm here for it.
Oh, you're here for any twist.
Kryptonian ears, man. There's such an erogenous zone for Kryptonians. You never think about that. Because why should their sexuality be in any way similar to ours? Why should they even have the same parts as us? I mean, really. But for him, it's like, double L's, man. That's the thing. And and Lex, it gives him all these kind of crazy feelings. It's like, you're not good for me, Lex, but I don't know how to quit you, Lex. I don't know how to quit you.
They had an excellent relationship in Smallville, and that's one of the.
Get your hands off my lower Flerman.
Oh, we're a mess. So we're in comic books, and this week was how much money did you spend this week, though?
Too much, of course.
It's college fund.
He'll get a scholarship.
He's a smart kid. Yeah, exactly.
He'll get a scholarship. He'll be all right.
Why did anything DC stand out to you, Lilith?
I want to know who Deadman is for. Like, I just realized that it's on issue number 3.
Well, they brought Deadman back?
Right? Like, who's that for? And Gotham City Garage is on issue 12. Like,
what?
Kiss on what's wrong instead of just flinging this, no offense, crap all over the wall. Can we just
I never really understood the concept of Deadman. Because as I understand it, he's just a guy who's dead.
He's a ghost Dick Grayson, yeah.
Yeah, he was an acrobat, but he killed himself.
No, he got shot, didn't he?
But he took out the hit on himself for reasons. Like he thought he was dying of something.
It all depends on the continuity, of course.
Okay, well, yes, obviously.
Yeah, DC, right?
Obviously, Lilith.
And why do we have another Harley Quinn book? Like, are you serious? You're killing me, DC.
I don't know why we have more Harley Quinn material. I have no idea.
She's insanely popular, but like her books are poop. Like her books are not doing well. But like the merchandise does well, but these books are actually not doing good.
Well, none of the books have to do good when you have 20 of them.
Well, I guess not for nothing, Lilith. You know what, Lilith? If the merch does well, the books aren't for the story.
You don't need a book. If your merch is doing well, you don't need a book.
No, Lilith. That is where you're mistaken. You need the book because you need the variant. So you need a different Harley Quinn, it's like the toys. You'd have the
copies of the same issue, Lilith, for that variant.
No.
Well, it's a special number 1 variant cover too. Is my point. I'm over it.
But my point is,
write her interesting.
So you'd have the toys, and you'd have the aquatic Batman, and the space Batman, and the whatever Batman. You had the Batman that was set up for hostile fire, and you had your G.I. Joes of Batman. You had to have a different toy to sell. And if you're going to do all these different Harley Quinn merch, you've got to have all these different Harley Quinn ideas. You got to be paying somebody to come up with.
Don't need it. They're not buying the book. They're only buying the merch. So please, for the love of God, just
give people
the books, keep selling it at Hot Topic, and give another character a chance. That's all that I'm saying.
But they need someone to create a new color scheme every week for Harley Quinn.
Let the fangirls design it at Hot Topic themselves. Case closed. Problem solved. You can fire that person.
Yeah. Possibly entirely. You're possibly entirely correct. I think Harley Quinn is just a hard character to figure out because it was something that, it's one of these lightning in a bottle kind of concepts where they came up with a brilliant idea, then didn't know what to do with it. I think that is the crux of Harley Quinn. It was a brilliant idea that no one
on the animated series, and then I guess they're like, oh.
I don't even think it was like the same actress throughout, from the first appearance to the last appearance.
Then Tara took it over, and then she.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Tara did great, and then we got Bernadette from.
Well, I mean, look at Family Guy. It was Lacey Chabert as Meg at first, and then his sister, Seth MacFarlane's sister, Rachel, filled in for a while, and now we have Mila Kunis, who's been doing it forever. So.
But Mila Kunis, I think, defined the character.
Exactly.
In the same way that
Tara, exactly.
Yeah. There are certain actors who do make the series.
It's like Kevin Conroy's my Batman. When all things are poop, I can always say at least I have Kevin Conroy, and I can go watch Batman the animated series.
He is a good Batman. Thank God. Although I did like Diedrich Bader as Batman as well in Brave and the Bold.
Oh, yeah, Brave and the Bold. And I like Ted McGinley as Aquaman from Brave and the Bold. I thought those episodes were fantastic.
The Ambush Bug episode was the best.
That was a good one, too. The Batmite one wasn't that bad either. I like Batmite.
Batmite's a great character because he is your basic. It's like the Impossible Man, like we were talking last on Superconnectivity. It's like that character that isn't, but that you can't do anything against. That you want to stop, but you have to start. Well, why do I want to? What is my reasons? We're going to stop him for reasons. He mostly just wants to be a jerk, and so maybe if I just ignored him, he'd go away.
To me, when I first got into Ambush Bug, he was always like the Great Gazoo from the Flintstones. But as I got older, I realized we're all Ambush Bug once we get old.
Ambush Bug was just, I almost wish someone other than Keith Giffen would write Ambush Bug sometime. Not that I don't love everything that
wants to.
Well, yeah, I don't know why that is. It's like if to me, the fact that Keith Giffen is the only person who writes Ambush Bug would be like if only Steve Gerber wanted to write Howard the Duck. But I think everybody wants to write Howard the Duck. Everyone has a Howard the Duck story. Why does DC have great characters that nobody wants to write?
Because
what is up with?
It's not like a prestigious character. Everybody wants their hands on the Trinity and those kind of things, but Plastic Man.
And that's DC's basic. This is what I've always said. This is DC's problem is they have this Trinity. They have Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. There you go, Lilith. I'll give you.
I can give you the exact order of how it goes in things. I know he's top 20 tier. He's not top 5, but I love Aquaman and his potential and his stories.
I'd say he's top 5 or 6. I'd say Aquaman is definitely top 5.
If you're talking Justice League, maybe, but outside of that, historical.
He was on the Super Friends.
And that's why.
Well, book sales, yeah, but he is a Justice League character. He is.
Do you know how hard it is, even now with Jason Momoa playing Aquaman, to find actual Aquaman merch? I'm just saying that tells you.
Yeah, my kids don't understand why Aquaman has a beard now. I'm just going to say it. Like, it's like, yeah, he's got a beard now.
Because Jason Momoa is hot with the beard, and he's not hot without it. So.
And Charlie, did you tell him Peter David, and did you sit them down and make them listen to our interview?
No. I don't want to expose my children to Peter David before they're old enough.
You don't want them to hear this great writer of our time calling their father a dumbass?
People call me a dumbass every day, Phil. He's not
of course that happens every day.
Hey, get
Yeah,
out of here,
I
dumbass.
forgot. Yeah, that is the New Jersey mating call.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's in New Jersey. How you doing?
That's what we do, you know. It's no, but yeah, I mean, I still haven't seen Justice League, so I don't know how Jason Momoa's Aquaman is. I hope it's good.
I would say that I will probably be watching the Aquaman movie with headphones on. I'm not interested in anything they have to say. I just want to watch a pretty movie. That's all I want to do. And then I can't wait for it to come on DVD.
Lilith, not for nothing. That sounds like me talking about the Inhumans. And that worries me about this. I'm going to be honest with you.
I think it's going to be like Wonder Woman, visually stunning, but very paint by the numbers. It'll have more action at least, but
yeah. I mean, Wonder Woman, I thought
it was paint by the numbers. I don't know. I thought it was a good enough movie. The bar was set very low, so everybody was join the bandwagon.
What I will say,
I can be very honest as a Wonder Woman fan.
I think Wonder Woman had a decent character arc from naivete to, and in many ways, embodied the ideals of World War I, of young men full of applesauce and potato pancakes, happy to go fight the war for their country, and coming back scarred and sad. And I think that's what Wonder Woman was she was this little girl who just, we are the Amazons, we're going to be warriors. And I will be the greatest warrior. And she is the greatest warrior. And then she actually sees what war is. She finds out what she's been training her whole life to be able to do. And realizing, oh, that's for Shiza. You know, that's not something
by the numbers. Predictable. Almost borderline trite. But, you know, that's just me.
Well, I guess it all depends on what you're predicting. I think that the prediction is for the cynical Wonder Woman. And I think playing Wonder Woman as a knave was a bold choice. And I think that showing that growth from knave to embittered Wonder Woman was an interesting take. I'm just going to say that.
Take as far as I could see, though, to make it even anywhere halfway interesting. Like nobody wants to see.
I mean, well, you look at it. You compare it to the. Who played Wonder Woman in the TV series?
Are you talking about Linda Carter? Or the other one, the blonde one that we don't talk about?
Yeah, we don't talk about her. The Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Her Wonder Woman was a very fully formed Wonder Woman. Essentially, like Athena, sprung from the head of Zeus, fully formed. She is wise and good and just, much like the Wonder Woman of the original 1940s comics. And what they did in the Wonder Woman movie is they said, we're not going to just ape that. Because we think that Wonder Woman should be in this reality, this Snyderverse, where there is a reality of cynicism, and we've got to take her from Paradise Island and let her see what the world of men is. Let her see why the Amazons have hidden from the world of men.
Well, I mean, but I'm just saying, when you take it from the perspective of Batman versus Superman, where she shows up, of course the origin story was going to be the complete opposite of that. Is that I'm just saying, in that universe, you just can see that coming. Oh, yeah. And they wanted to lighten it up and all those things as well, so...
Yeah,
you're kind of left.
I thought it, like I said, for a DC entry, I thought it was a really good entry. And I still hold out. It was perfectly fine. It's just. Yeah. I still hold out hope for Batfleck. I'm gonna say it. I hold out hope for Batfleck.
Why?
I really, because I do think I think people conflate poor Ben Affleck with the writers on his films. because he got a credit on Good Will Hunting. Everyone thinks he writes this stuff.
No, it's actually his partner Matt. But anyway,
No,
the other Matt.
We all know Matt. We all know Matt Damon wrote Good Will Hunting.
No,
We all know that.
I'm talking about the other Matt that he works with now.
Oh, there's another Matt?
There's another Matt in his life.
He has another Matt.
Like he had 2 Jennifers in his life. He has 2 Matts in his life as well.
This man's got a problem. I'm just going to say it.
He doesn't like to learn new names. That's my theory.
It's really possible. Maybe none of these people were named Jennifer or Matt beforehand. He just says, I'm going to call you Jennifer.
I will call you Matt.
I'm going to call you Matt. Well, what was that? Doofenshmirtz did that when he took over the tri-state area. Everyone was, I forget what name he called them, but he called him Carl, I think. I'll call you Carl.
I thought we were talking comics.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought we were talking comics here.
Okay.
Charlie,
I read
let's talk
Avengers and
Marvel
read
then.
Deadpool.
Charlie, Avengers 675.
It was good. I thought there was going to be more to it. Apparently, there's another Avengers book that I did not read. Or is that not out yet? Like the Avengers, where they retell the origin of the Avengers.
What?
I
think that's next week's issue.
Next week's issue. Okay,
where
we find out about V'ger and V'ger. V'ger. She will always be V'ger to me. Because she's V'ger.
But yeah, what is this? They combined all the Avengers teams, including Occupy Avengers. But
yes,
were the Great Lakes Avengers in there?
No, but all the current.
Okay
teams,
then.
But I don't see David Walker's name on this book though. There's Wade and the other guys are in here, but I don't see David.
He was writing Ursus, which I understand is a great book. Because unfortunately, I don't get paid till the 27th. And the 27th, I can buy comic books again. I'm mad about that. New job starts on Monday, and I don't get paid till the 27th for the work I do next week.
But did you like part 1 of No Surrender?
I thought it was really good. I loved seeing the U.S. Avengers. But you know what was important about seeing Occupy Avengers? Red Wolf lived.
Yes.
Red Wolf made it out. And if Red Wolf made it out, we can assume Nighthawk made it out.
Charlie's favorite character made it out alive too.
Deadly Nighthawk.
Nightshade.
No, she's Nighthawk now.
Oh, that's right. She's Nighthawk now.
She's Deadly Nighthawk. As much as I love a leather bikini, I love Deadly Nighthawk.
Don't make Squirrel and Gwenpool jealous, Charlie.
Please. Okay.
He only loves them for their minds.
You know what? I'm going to say right now, Fiona Fitzhugh can wipe the floor with all of them. If Fiona Fitzhugh ever gets another book, man, don't even get me started on Fiona Fitzhugh. And I'm the only one who knows who that is.
I think he might have a thing for double Fs.
I think it gets his web shooter working. Listen to Super Connectivity to get that joke.
It's my Kryptonian heritage. Hey, did you see Krypton's coming out on Sci-Fi Channel?
Yeah, I believe it when I see it.
Finally, after 9 years, 17 writers teams, 933 directors declined to do the pilot. Finally! I guess it took Sci-Fi all that time to get the budget.
What's his name? Somebody Strange is going to be in it. The guy with the
no idea.
Adam Strange.
Adam Strange is going to be in it as a time traveler.
Yeah, for some reason they don't want to use Booster Gold.
Because they're working on the movie.
Yeah, just like they were working on
I mean, that's
for 6 years.
not for nothing. That's like the problem with DC.
They're always working on stuff, and then by the time we get there, it's like...
Yeah, it's like they like have certain... You know what? The thing with DC is they have certain backbench characters that everyone gets to use, like Green Arrow. And then Green Arrow gets big. No, Green Arrow is a backbench character. That's why Green Arrow was on Smallville. Because he was a backbench character that they...
Come on, we all know he is a Batman. He was literally written to be a Batman. Every Green Arrow fan knows that. It's fine. Move on.
I don't think I'm saying anything weird. He's a backbench character who had a minor... he was known. He was known enough that we said we're going to bring Green Arrow on. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Green Arrow is kind of like the Black Widow of the DC universe. before the Avengers and Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a character in the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a character that everyone's like, oh, Black Widow, we need our Black Widow film. Honestly, I honestly think that the main reason why Marvel was not like all about a Black Widow film from the get-go is because they were like, no, Black Widow's a filler character. She's our Green Arrow. She's that character we just put into things because you can. Because no one has any idea what we're going to do with a Black Widow character because she's kind of pat. She's just she's a basic femme fatale spy. There's not a lot of there for the Black Widow. And then Black Widow blew up, much in the way that Green Arrow blew up on Smallville. Because that character became such a central character because they had no other character to write about, they wrote great stuff into Green Arrow on Smallville and then later Arrow, I assume.
You'd be wrong.
And they did the same. I know on Smallville, Green Arrow had a great arc.
Yeah.
Because I watched all the Smallvilles. And so I do know Green Arrow had a great arc on Smallville. I like that him and Chloe wound up together.
Oh, yes.
I liked Smallville. It was a good series for the most part.
I do too. I
You
just,
know,
I just have a kind of different perspective because I know things.
Oh, I know. It's great. I can rub my nose in your big Hollywood connections all day long.
Oh, it was grunt work, but I know things.
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah.
I know where the kryptonite is buried.
I understand the premise, but the point is that Green Arrow became big because of him being written well in Smallville.
Oh, yes.
Black Widow has become big because of being written well and acted extremely well.
Oh, yes.
In all of the Marvel movies.
Except for
it was
Age of
like
Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Whedon! Sorry.
Well, I enjoyed Age of Ultron as much as any film.
That was some rough character work and dialogue. That's all that I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
Quicksilver, don't even get me started on that movie.
It was Shakespeare.
I like
it
Quicksilver.
was Shakespeare compared to
Shakespeare is a part performed by toddlers, maybe.
Compared to why did you say that?
Okay, here's what I'll say. It like Thor. So here's what I'll say. It's like you have Thor 2.
It was better than Thor 2.
Age of Ultron. I paid money for both. I saw both twice.
My
Take money
wallet just
both
cringed
times.
for you.
Okay, Thor 2, it's a film with Thor in it, and that's
And
good.
Idris Elba? Would that be the only reason for me to watch that?
Oh,
I
wait.
think Chris Hemsworth's a handsome young man. I think he pulls that off.
The least talented of the Hemsworth brothers. I stand by my statement. Fight me, nerds.
And you know what?
Fight
I
me,
think Chris will agree with you.
I feel okay to say it.
That's what I love about. See, to me, that's what I love about Chris Hemsworth as a character, as an
He's
actor.
the Boulder, the Hollywood version of Boulder. We get it.
He is so willing to just accept the fact that I'm the big dumb blonde guy. I am so aware of the universe in which I've been born into, and to me that tells me he has way more intellect than people give him credit for. He's like the Marilyn Monroe or the Hello Nurse, of the reality, which is that he understands how you see him and is willing to play. He's willing to steer into the skid. Like, I'm going to steer right into that. That's fine. And that's how we got Thor Ragnarok, because he just totally yep, steer right into that skid. And Thor Ragnarok, the best of the Thors. Because he's not trying to steer against it. When he got Tweaky to direct it, that was a guy who understood him, who was a fellow sub-equator guy, from that Australian, New Zealand,
The oceanic area.
Yes,
colony.
Well,
I don't know.
they got great penals there. That's all I know. And they agreed to, I think they spoke each other's language when they got together.
Did he do it for Vegemite? Is that what it was? That's what happened?
Yeah, exactly. I think I was beat me by that much there. I think they sat down and had some Vegemite and said, "Core blimey, this is the film we gotta make." And
that's not a movie. This is a movie.
Exactly. Man's a national treasure. Don't you speak ill of him. You watch. Crocodile Dundee will be in the 4th Thor film. No, but I think that they both understood each other. They both understood what kind of film they wanted to make, and they both turned into the skid, and they made something really remarkable. And I think that was the great thing with Thor Ragnarok, is that, and as far as Age of Ultron goes, I mean, I don't know. It's better than Inhumans, is what I'll say.
It's better than Thor 2.
It's the weakest of the Marvel films.
No, Thor 2. No, Thor 2.
That I've seen then. Okay. I haven't seen it.
Well, what have you seen? Three Marvel movies?
No, I've seen all the Iron Mans.
Okay.
I've seen 2 of the Avengers.
Well, there's only been 2 Avengers so far.
Okay, then I've seen them all so far. And I've seen both the Hulk movies.
The what?
Ang Lee and then the Ed.
Oh, the Hulk. I thought you said the Hawk movie. I thought it was only one Hawk movie. So I've seen all 3 Blades.
Me too. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the MCU specifically.
You didn't watch any Captain America?
I watch clips on YouTube.
Go watch Winter Soldier. It's like a.
Winter Soldier's very good. Civil War. I actually think Winter Soldier is better than
it was on FX the other day. Now that I think about it,
they're both
in the background.
Civil War and Winter Soldier both.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing, is that Captain America is their drama vehicle.
And I mean,
yes.
Civil War is basically Avengers 3. But
I was good. That's why I was like, yeah, kind of.
Everyone's in it.
It's intended to be.
It's like practice
it's
for
the
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's like
yeah, you're taking me off comics here. Charlie, Deadpool, Despicable Deadpool 292.
He broke that toilet.
That's right. Deadpool breaks into prison to talk to evil Steve Rogers and breaks his toilet. I'm like, what is this? The DC universe?
well, no, because he knows.
One. If it was a DC universe, he wouldn't have had one.
Exactly. They made a point to say we give our prisoners toilets in the Marvel universe.
They're regular, not so evil.
Yeah, well, because you don't want to make him more evil, because he's already evil.
That's right.
He was evil before, when he had access to the best toilets in the world as Captain America. And he was already evil. So you don't want him to become more evil. Because, not for nothing, I don't know where the toilet is in that armor that Dr. Doom wears. That's all I'm saying. When we talk about most evil people in the Marvel Universe, how do you deal with all that, Dr. Doom?
It's like the Family Guy episode. He created a little pocket universe that takes it somewhere else.
But how does he wipe then?
He's got a secret bidet in there. Don't worry about it, Charlie.
I'm going to worry until I know. But that's why I'm glad that now that and you'll notice now that he's good, he takes that armor off all the time. Now that he's like a good guy, he's like, oh goodness, oh,
I wish I would have done this years ago.
Yes, I'm just gonna sit. I'm gonna do the New York Times crossword puzzle. It's gonna be awesome.
Are you still liking the Despicable Deadpool book? Or you just...
Yeah, this was kind
I actually thought this issue was like one of the best issues.
It was the start of a new arc, but yeah, he talked to evil Steve Rogers. It was pretty cool.
I mean, I still don't get what this whole Strife thing is. It's kind of annoying me. It seems like a real distraction in the overall story.
The what?
Strife, I need you to kill these people. And I don't know why he needs him to kill people, but it's like, I don't know. It just seems like, okay, I'm going to accept the premise of this situation. Why he's accepting the premise of the situation? It's like, you're like, you gave... I don't know. It just. I mean, the whole Strife thing. I'm going to give you people to kill.
He's despicable.
for reasons. And that's the thing. It's like I'm gonna have to give you people to kill for reasons.
Oh,
it's like it's not even like there's a reason for the reasons. It's like it's not like I want you to kill the reporter for the Daily Bugle because in the future she does this. It's like no, I just want you to kill her. Just because.
Lilith Hellfire, co-host of Wade's World. Do you know who he killed in this issue? Deadpool.
Who did he kill?
Irene Merriweather.
Yes! She gets her comeuppance! Yes!
Stabbed her right in the chest.
Okay. I'm glad that Lilith likes it, but I'm like, okay, but why?
She's a treacherous hag, I tell you. She deserves it.
She was a reporter and friend of Cable.
Yeah, I know. I got that she's a friend. She's not even off game.
Basically writing his biography.
Yeah, I mean,
she annoys me every issue that we talk about Cable and Deadpool.
I get the premise of it. I just like why, because Stryfe is supposed to be like a supervillain, right? He's not just like a bored rich kid. It's like
Cable's evil clone.
I know who he is, but okay. So
his personality is like milk. It's vanilla. It's bland.
You ever watch the Venture Brothers? And there's a villain on there by the name of St. Cloud, he's an insanely rich kid who's just an annoying brat. Quiz Boy, because Billy Quiz Boy cheated at the Quiz Boy contest, and he feels robbed by that. It's actually interesting in that dynamic, because he's a horrible villainous person, but he's also actually in the right about why he's mad at Billy Quiz Boy. And it's like that aspect of the story. I'm like, what is Strife's point in this? It's like, oh, I don't like Cable, so I'm gonna. Because
the plot demands it, Charlie. That's just
no, but I guess that's my point. Is the plot doesn't demand it. There's a lot of other way more interesting things in the plot.
Because the writer wanted this story to happen, Charlie. He doesn't care about reason.
I guess you know what? Because here's what I'm gonna say. And you look at that Merriweather scene, and he comes in and he's in the shredder armor and all that kind of nonsense, and it's just such a stupid throwaway scene. And then he goes back to what the actual story is with him and Steve-O. I'm like, why are we doing this whole other thing with this very stupid story when there is actually a really interesting Deadpool story to be told here? And we're going to waste 8 pages on this stupid little, 12 labors of Hercules. Let's find some humiliating things for Deadpool to do. That's my take on it. That's my honest opinion. I'm going to be honest with you.
You know what? Just relax, have a chimichanga and some apple juice, and it'll be all right.
I love how he reads Deadpool and think he's going to get like Shakespeare or something.
It's a shoot 'em up. Just sit back, relax.
When Deadpool is good, he's fantastic. I'm going to say it. Deadpool, when it's a good written story, is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that too often people are willing to write down Deadpool to something that isn't.
He's a base lowest common denominator, yes.
He's what I'm going to tell you is like Deadpool and Steve-O is amazing. Deadpool issue 500, where he has the Cosmic Cube and the Infinity Gauntlet in one thing. That's amazing. What happens in that moment? Deadpool versus Gwenpool, when he triggers the universe to change to his perspective. That is beautiful. Okay, Deadpool is such a beautiful character when you write him well. But if all you
it's the Harley Quinn syndrome.
Charlie, you know what else came out this week? Spider-Man vs. Deadpool 26. It's a Flash.
How many Deadpool books can you make?
Never enough. But
starting to make me nauseous.
It's part one. It's a Flash forward to where Wade Wilson is tormenting Peter Parker in the nursing home they both live in, and then he finally gets him back in the suit. And at the end of the issue, they were like, "Let's go kill the guy who messed us up. Let's go kill Deadpool."
Okay.
So.
He doesn't care about Peter Parker. You know he doesn't.
Maybe Otis in there, Charlie. I don't know. No.
Well, if Otto's in there, then great.
No,
you
he's
know, we'll
not.
talk about Otto tomorrow. But
Yes, our next YouTube exclusive video, Charlie Esser and I reviewing Superior
the greatest
Spider-Man.
superhero in the Marvel
The
Universe.
career of Otto Octavius, the Superior Spider-Man.
He was a good man.
I do want to say, of course, I bought Phoenix Resurrection, but that wasn't the best Marvel book I read.
Which was the best Marvel book you read?
Let's see. I am gonna go with. I actually enjoyed Miss Marvel this week, for after a long time of not enjoying.
Oh, I thought even though you mentioned it last week, it did come out this week. Old Man Hawkeye #1.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good starter.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually because I hadn't been liking Miss Marvel for a while. They actually turned it around, so I had to just give that a mention.
Mm-hmm.
And then X-Men Gold Annual #1. I just jumped in and did it.
The Excalibur reunion.
Yes.
Oh, Excalibur.
Yes.
I was like, what a good time to pick up an X-Men book.
You know where you can pick that up, Charlie, or read that.
I will make a point of that.
Oh, you know what else came out this week, Charlie, that you could peruse? The next part of Mayor Fist.
Yes, that's already downloaded.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read Daredevil. I actually picked a set of books to read: Daredevil, Avengers, Deadpool, and then what was the other book? Oh, Old Man Hawkeye. Yeah, because I'm really interested in Old Man Hawkeye because I do like the Millerverse's construction. Because as I say, it is basically acts of vengeance if it had worked.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Daredevil. I just haven't gotten a chance to read
yeah,
it.
Daredevil's good because they actually show, Fisk picked, Matt to make himself look good, but then he's like, I'm just going to bury him in all this paperwork. So he's, he's the deputy mayor or whatever.
Yeah.
Not knowing Daredevil's listening to his every word.
Well.
And of course, because nobody else reads indie books anymore, apparently, but me. I have to talk about the best $4 I spent this week.
Oh, what'd you read?
Rocco's Modern Life #2. I don't know if I ever told you this, says, but the last puppy that I bought, that I got, the pit bull, his name is Rocco, because I love Rocco's Modern Life that much.
I follow you on Facebook. I know these things.
You know, it's funny that you should mention Rocco, because you know what because I was just thinking, you know who Rocco reminds me of from the cartoon series?
Ooh.
Is from Ragnarok. Korg, that it just strikes me that's very, although it's interesting because that very much meets into that also, because my kids are so into SpongeBob lately. Like insanely, Ben is just
like new SpongeBob or old SpongeBob? Like the stuff that's still on Nickelodeon right now?
He just, I don't know. SpongeBob. I wake up, SpongeBob's on the TV. He's watching his phone. SpongeBob.
Anything pre 2004, and then from 2004, from 2006 and back, that's fine. And then it got really bad, and then it got good again. Like they were gonna cancel SpongeBob, and then it got good again. So
okay,
I can't stand SpongeBob.
He loves SpongeBob. That's all I know.
He's like, I don't watch that with him. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of SpongeBob, but no, but is this? There's a weird little innocent idiocy that belies the path of the fool. The idea that the fool is way more aware of the universe than you think, even though he is a fool. He's a fool, but he knows more than you think he knows, and he actually knows more than you, because his foolishness allows him to see the universe in a way that you cannot comprehend. And I think
funny you bring that up, because in the backup story, they kind of do a little fourth wall breaking thing, and they're at their own Comic-Con convention, and it's just the backup story is so glorious. He's with I don't know if you guys watch Rocko's Modern Life, but he's with Heifer, which is my other favorite character. I was just like, oh my god, this book is so good. It's only issue 2, so it's not too late to jump in. It is $3.99, but it is worth it. I think all of the Boom Comics money. They put a lot of love and care into their artwork, so I really do enjoy supporting them.
Okay, I'm very intrigued because when I saw in the preview, I thought, wait, there's a Rocco. I didn't know it was up to 2. I thought that was the first issue. But I saw that.
I have to go and find one. I can't find one at all, so I'm really intrigued to go back and find it.
Is there a 1, or did they just start at 2 just to mess with our minds?
I was watching a show on Netflix, and I was like, I accused my boyfriend of watching the first episode. He goes, no, it starts at 2. And I'm like, okay, some people do it.
There you go, man, because they're going to bring back issue 1 later, and that's going to have oh, that with the big reveal.
Charlie, Bizarro and the Outlaws 18 came out this week.
Bizarre Outlaws.
No, I haven't read it yet. Bizarro and the Outlaws. Is he Algernon Jet, or
No,
is he
they're
still
kind of hitting
Leftovers?
around. There might be a twist to that it's not as obvious as it seems.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going full Algernon back. He's not gonna be a tall Morty at the end of this. He is. It's about fighting for the humanity against. It's basically the Flowers for Rhino story, where it's going to be about him fighting for the humanity that the intellect keeps him from. It's going to be about what the real Superman was able to hold on to, which is the idea of humanity, even though he is better than humanity.
Him capable.
And he is, and it's going to be about him not becoming a Luthor. He doesn't want to be a Lex Luthor. He doesn't want to feel that he is so far above humanity that he does not need to care about humanity. He wants to be able to still hold on to his humanity, even though he isn't human. Whereas, of course, Luthor, rejects his humanity, even though he is human.
Do you feel like Red Hood and the Outlaws is, dare I say it, losing steam just a bit? I feel like this arc has dragged on a little too long for me.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's Bizarro and the Outlaws because it's about Bizarro. The other two characters are really secondary to Bizarro's arc in this.
But Lilith, I'm gonna recommend something to you because you recommended. I picked up issues 2 and 3 of Black Lightning, and I got Rise of the Black Panther #1, all good. But
I got Rise of the Black Panther #1.
No. I said you recommended those to me, so I'm gonna recommend something to you this week.
Yeah. Oh, you got the #3?
Yeah, I got 2 and 3. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, Wonder Woman 38, start of a new arc, new Silver Swan. Lilith, I'm telling you, I like this one better than I have.
Okay.
In a while.
I'll pick it up.
Okay. And then she's gonna yell.
And then when I see you, the next time that I see you, I'm gonna shove it down your throat if I don't like it.
Better that end. Okay. Any other comic nominations?
Archie #27's out if you want to read it.
No,
or look at the ads.
That's
whatever.
A review. If you want to pay
I don't like the Archie proper book. I really don't. I like everything else.
If you want to pay all that money to look at ads.
It's Archie.
A lot of ads, man.
Disappointing.
I'm just saying. It's more ads than any other indie book. And the Archies aren't an indie book.
Yes, they're not. But kind of, sort of. They're a household name, but at the same time,
they're the CBS of books. Okay.
For old people, what?
Well, no, it's just CBS is the third network. Back when there were only 3. Now we got like 6. But back in the day, there were 3 networks, and there was like NBC, ABC, and then CBS. And CBS was always kind of like the third one.
I mean, literally right now they're the CW, so
they're half of the CW. Okay, get it right. Yeah. They're the worst half of the CW because all the CBS produced shows get canceled.
No, they're a third of the CW. There's Riverdale, there's the Arrowverse, and then there's Supernatural that's hanging.
Supernatural's Warner Brothers. Nope, they don't. I don't think they have to. Valor must be theirs, and Supergirl technically is theirs too. So that's how they balance that out. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. They have to have at least 3 shows per their contract with the WB. Anyway, wrap it up, Bill.
So is that it?
I think so.
But
it was a very exciting weekend nerdery.
But yeah, Old Man
90 minutes.
Old Man Hawkeye was good. Good start. Daredevil's good.
Really? You really think Bullseye with a mustache?
Nothing says evil like twirling your mustache.
I guess so.
I don't know. Right. Maybe having sharks with little lasers on their heads might be just a little bit.
Freaking laser beams. All right. If you want to talk to us about mustaches or sharks with mustaches, email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter @capeslunatics. On the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-capes. And Lilith, where can people talk to you about I don't know, whatever you're watching that crashed your hard drive?
I am I'm a professional adult entertainment watcher. That I would never get a virus from watching stuff like that. First of all, we just set that straight. You can live tweet with me the season finale of The Gifted Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But everything else,
2 hours.
yeah, the finale. They're getting a season 2.
2-hour
PC.
finale. Mm-hmm.
And then for everything else, at Adventures in FG, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Next.
Charles.
Well, you can always write to me in that old-fashioned email, the way our moms and paws once did, as they traveled the Oregon Trail dying of dysentery, at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. And you can follow me on the Twitters, even though I'm not right this minute live tweeting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 9 o'clock on Fridays, because it's already 9:36 on Friday, because we talk too much. At Charlie Esser, that's CharlieSer. Look for the 2 E's right there in the middle for the quality.
All right. That's it, everyone. Come back next week.
Will it be on a Saturday, perhaps?
I ask you people that, you know, when's
I'm
good for
just
you.
teasing. I'm just teasing. I'd much rather sleep in, to be honest.
Lilith's like, I could be out drinking and eating tacos right now.
I don't leave till 12 for that. What are you thinking? I'm not that old.
Well, anyway, from us old guys and this young chippy, this has been another episode of The Capes.
And
it's ampersand, Charlie. Come on.
Ampersand.
Broke the magic.
We'll start the count next week.
The Capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics.
It's the Lunatics, Lilith.
Your poor boyfriend. You said it different last week. I told you to say it the same.
My backhand is strong.
Her pimp hand and her adult viewing is strong.
Not some, not half, but all.
I got nothing.